Okay, good morning, guys. How are you doing today? Good morning. Good morning. Okay, the last day of this year, huh? It has been 1 month, no? Together, we started this class all together. Okay. Anyone remember the number of days, excluding Sundays? 27th, huh? Okay, good. You guys are counting, huh? Okay, good. So, today what we're gonna do is let's do some practicals on EC2. Let me share my screen. Okay. So let me authenticator. All right. Guys, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. So let's go to EC2. So I assume that you have already went through all these things, correct? Guys, have you went through all these options and all? Good. So what we're going to do is, as we have gone through all these things, let's go ahead and then launch the EC2 instance. So in EC2, mostly we come here to launch the EC2 instance. And before launching the EC2 instance, make sure that you are in correct region. So those who are in India, make sure that you are in Mumbai. So those who are in other, you can select your own region. There is a question, sir, you logged in with the root or IAM? Everyone should answer that. There is no way you should log in with the root account for all kind of things. Only IAM. Okay, so let's go ahead. So guys, how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? We have learned that 7 step, but there is no step 1, step 2, step 3. They have all clubbed together now. Let's see this. So click on launch instance. You can click on launch instance here also, or here also. Okay, 3 places you can do it. So click on launch. Yeah. So, so this is the page where you can go ahead and select all the stuff. So let's go one by one. Guys, concentrate. So name of your EC2 instance. So should we go and try to do launch Linux EC2 instance? So call it as my first Linux instance. Give some name. Doesn't matter. Okay. It has to be identified by you. It's kind of tag. So do you remember name is the key and this is the value. So that is called, we call it as tag. Okay. So here, the first step here is to select the AMI. What is the full form of AMI, Chiti? Amazon Machine Image, correct? So did we learn all these things end to end on AMIs? Do you all agree that AWS is providing a predefined AMIs? Yes. So all AMIs are free? No. So we need to select only the AMIs which are eligible for the free tier. Okay. So here, if you come down, do you see this? Either you can, so do you see this here? Browse more AMIs. Do you see this here? So I'm selecting that. So do you remember we discussed this catalog? So out of these things, so what we need to select here is, guys, always be on the quick start AMIs. Or if you want to launch, if you have your own AMI, you can launch from that AMI. Do not go to marketplace and do not go to community AMIs in our course. Okay. So because these are all chargeable. So be on the quick start AMIs. Okay. And then here, select free tier only to make sure that you are in the free tier. So, and OS categories, you have Linux and Windows. Architecture, you can go with x86 always, not ARM or Mac. So x86 64-bit is the architecture that we should be using it. So guys, out of all these things, which AMI should we select? Guys, you can go ahead and select any of the AMIs which are free tier eligible, but unnecessarily don't get confused. I'll be setting a benchmark or I'll be setting a rule that you should be launching only this particular AMI throughout the course. From Linux, let us go with this Red Hat. So most of the time, guys, most of the time, I'll be showing you the demos on Linux because Windows, everyone can do it, right? So let's learn more on Linux operating system. Okay. So whatever we do, we'll do it on the Linux. Okay, guys. And sometimes if the requirement comes, we'll go and launch Windows machines also. So which is the, so make sure that you select only the Red Hat one. Do not go for AWS, Amazon Linux or SUSE or Ubuntu. Don't go for anything else. Just go for the Red Hat. So that too, A64 with x86 architecture. So do you all understood which one you need to select AMI in our course? Everyone understood this first step? Guys, sugar patients, especially for you, please do not click here and there. Okay, select only the Red Hat. Okay, so I'm just click on select. Okay, so I have selected this Red Hat RHEL, right? So that's the reason why it is coming like this here. Okay, so it is free tier eligible. Everyone understood now? Okay, hold on, Chitti, Kiran, we'll do everything. Selecting the windows only. I'll come. So here, guys, the only difference between Linux and Windows is the AMI, nothing else. Okay, if you want to select the Windows one, let's go here. Select the free tier already there. For Windows, you go with this one. Windows Servers 2022 base, this one. Okay. Only the difference between Windows and Linux is only this AMI. And how we log into that machine is the difference. We'll see. I'll show you how to connect to the Linux and Windows also, don't worry. So for now, let's go ahead and select this guy. So, and here, instance type. So which is the instance type that we should select in our course? T2 micro only. So if you click on, so guys, this is this T2 micro is the one which is already selected. You don't need to change anything, but I'm just clicking on compare instance type. Let's see what it shows. If we click on compare instance type, guys, apart from T2 in real time, if you want to select anything else, so these are all the instance type that you have. Almost 370 instance type you have. So if you take T2 micro, how many CPUs that you have? Only one CPU, and it supports x86, x64 architecture, 1 GB memory, right? And it comes with the default storage. Network performance, as it is only 1 GB RAM, do not expect high performance, and it is low to moderate. And this is the price for Linux, and that is the price for Windows. So if you want to have, let's say, for example, 32 GB, then go for, do you see this here, 32 GB RAM? So select that one, T2 2X large. So here also you have 32 GB RAM. Now, as you are AWS engineer, now you should understand what is the difference between T2 and T3. Correct? It here also it shows 32. Here also it shows 32. Then which one you need to select? Right? Why it is free? Rajkumar, did I say? I was shouting, no, T2 micro is the only one free. So I'm just explaining the rest of the things. Okay. So here, so do you see this here? Performance is moderate here for 32 GB. For if you come here, right, T3, then you have network performance is up to 5 gigabytes, right? This is one major difference. And if you go to the internet and just put the comparison between T2 and T3, whichever you feel which is better for your requirement, you can go and select those. Make sense? Understood? So guys, in our free tier, in our course, I'm just selecting T2 micro. I'm telling you, just in case if your manager asks to go and launch a T2 large, don't tell him that, hey, Kabardar, be careful. Maria sir told only to select T2 micro. Do not select something else. I don't want to do that. I leave the job. So don't do that. So T2 micro is only just for free tier. Yeah. So I just wanted to show you another other thing here. Do you see this here? And storage, everything is default, right? And if you come down, do you see this in the storage section? You have here some figures, 1800 GB. What is this? What is this? Anyone? That is correct, Prasanna. Oi, what is this? What storage? Anyone? Not or, just tell me only one thing. What is this size? Excellent, Srikanth. Srikanth answered. That's a instant store volume. Did I not tell you guys that you can get the instant store volumes huge, like if you select the big instance types. So these are free for you. So AWS will give you 1800 GB free as a D drive. If you come down, okay, and now I have paging. So if you keep on going, do you see this here? So these are all storage type, these are all SSD. Do you see this? So based on the requirement, you just need to go ahead and then select it, guys. Okay. Understood, everyone? So there is a question. So which one is the most commonly used? Is it possible to tell which is the most commonly used? Not possible, because it's purely depend upon your requirement, because it is depend upon your how much memory that you need and how much CPUs that you need. So your application is more memory based or CPU based, or your requirement is more on storage based or whatnot. So basically based on your requirement, you just go ahead and select it. Okay. And then let's keep that in mind. If your developer comes and asks you, hey Macha, can you please go and launch a 16 GB machine? Will you go ahead blindly and launch 16 GB machine instance? No. Guys, it's just a mouth of developer. He'll just tell 16 GB. But do not go and directly go and launch 16 because there is a price on this here as well in your real time. As an engineer, AWS engineer, you should be keen on the pricing as well. Correct? So just try to go with the T2 small and see if the requirement is getting fulfilled and ask him whether everything is going on is good or not. So based on that, you keep on increasing it. Anyways, can you change the instance type? Is it possible to change the instance type? Yes. Remember, we have learned it is possible to change the instance, but do you need the downtime for that? You need to stop and then change it, correct? Yes. So there is a question, sir, what is the formula to calculate how many CPUs are memory required? Babu, there is no formula. It's all about capacity management. It's all about your knowledge, your intelligence. Let's say, for example, 10 members are planning to use your application. So if you have 10 members, you should know, do you need 16 GB RAM for 10 members usage? How much? How much need? You said 2 GB. So did you calculate? Do you have any formula for that? Prakash? No formula needed. No. So based on that, you need to select. So in order to change the instance type, there is no way. You need to stop the EC2 instance and change it. But if you don't want, if you need zero downtime, what is the concept that you should use? Someone is asking, sir, how to avoid the downtime? And I need to change the instance type. Guys, high availability. So high availability, correct? So if one server goes down, doesn't impact, right? You have another server. So you down the server, change the instance type, meanwhile, other server will take it. And then you make this up, and then your other one take down. So it's all about, these pigeons are taking my garden out. 1 second. Yeah. Got it, guys? Is this clear on the instance type, selecting the instance types? Good. So select that. So here T2 micro got selected. That is the second step. So third step here, they have clubbed it. So key pair. Right? Key pair. Do you remember key pair is used for logging purpose, no? We have learned this. Right? Do we have any default key pairs attached with us? No. Okay. So here there is an option, proceed without a key pair. Is it good to proceed without a key pair? If you proceed without a key pair, what will happen? Do you know the password? How to retrieve the password then? You cannot retrieve the password, correct? So you have to create a key pair. As we don't have any key pair, should we go ahead and create a new key pair here? Okay. So click on create a new key pair. So key pair name, I call it as 9 a.m. batch. Okay. So with RSA, that's a combination of public and private key pairs. Okay. So this one is one which is not supported over Windows instance. So this only for PPK. So you just go with the RSA, that is good. And then we'll download PEM file, and we will convert later with to the PPK. Okay. Let's download the PEM file. Okay. Is this clear how to create a key pair? Give the name, one key pair. One key pair is enough. Okay. Select RSA, select PEM file, and then click on create key pair. So it got downloaded. So guys, keep this key pair very, very safe. Right? Keep this key pair very, very safe somewhere. I'm putting it here. Okay. So do you see this 9 p.m. 9 a.m. batch key pair is there here now? That is one of the steps. And next important step is the network settings here. Understand clearly, guys. Okay. Guys, I'm telling you, no one will go and explain you one by one, nowhere. Guys, did you saw anywhere? Started explaining this much deep each and every option? No one will do that. So I'm just doing it for you. Please concentrate. Okay. So network settings. So here networks, did we learn that we had to select we have a default VPC? All your EC2 instance should be in a default VPC. Correct? Yes. All our EC2 instance should be inside the VPC, right? And then here we will be selecting the default VPC. If we click on edit, so we have selected the default VPC. If you ask me, sir, can't we create our own VPCs? Yes. When we have just completed EC2 theory, no? Like this, once we complete EC2, once we completed some other services, we'll go to the VPC section. There we talk about, learn about VPC end to end, and then we'll try to create a VPC. And then again, we launch the EC2 instance within our own VPC. As setting up the VPC is difficult now, we'll go with the default VPC. City, okay? So guys, remember, don't be like a step master. Each and everything what you are selecting, you should be aware of. Okay, that's how you will be doing. You will be having troubleshooting skills. Don't be a step master. Step master, you know, right? So if the choreographer what is that? Where is the party, boss? Where is the party? Huh? That step. So if that shaker master has put the same step, or your megastar will also do the same step, correct? So he's the step master. So he don't even try to change the step. Whatever the choreographer say, the right, he'll do the copy paste it, right? So don't be like that. So whatever so don't be like, we have a very bad habit. Click next, next, and finish it. Are Babu, why you are clicking next? What is there in the screen? We don't really care about it. Whenever you see next, are marte jao. Next, until you see the finish, you keep on clicking on next. Correct? We have this habit. So that's not good at all. So make sure that why you are clicking, what you are clicking, what is there. If you click what happened, everything you should know. Then only will be a IT megastar. Okay, good. So select the VPC here. And then do you remember how many availability zones are there in Mumbai? 3. Do you remember when we discussed about NACL, that means NACL, each subnet is associated to one availability zone, correct? So this is the default VPC provided by the AWS. So that meaning how many subnets will be there here? If each subnet is associated to one availability zone, how many subnets will be there? 3 subnets will be there. If you select this, you see this 1, 2, 3 subnets will be there. So he has created 3 subnets. It is mandated to have only 3. Can't we create 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yes, we can create. So as it is a default VPC, AWS is providing, he is providing a default VPC with 3 subnets. So we'll be using, so you can see each subnet is associated to one availability zone. See, AP minus South minus 1A, AP minus South minus 1B, AP minus South minus 1C. So you are launching the EC2 instance. If you want to launch the EC2 instance in which availability zone, doesn't matter. You can select any of the availability zone. So guys, 1A, 1B is preferred. So 1C sometimes, so go with 1A or 1B. Okay. So I'm selecting 1A. So if you select no preference, what will happen? AWS will select randomly any of the 3. So I'm just going and selecting. Guys, how many IP addresses are there in this subnet? 4091. Do you see this? 4091 IP addresses will be there. That meaning indirectly in this subnet, how many EC2 instances you can launch? 4091 EC2 instances you can launch. How do you got this number? It is depend upon this subnet mask. Someone was asking. This one we'll talk it in VPC section, not now here. So for now, select one. Chiti, everyone understood how to select the subnet? So either you can go and select 1A or 1B. Next one, auto assign public IP. As we are connecting from internet to this AWS, we need to connect to this EC2 instance, correct? By default, you will get the private IP. But default, do you get the public IP? No. So you need to select whether you want it or not. So by default, you cannot enable the public IP for every EC2 instance. As we have the requirement, guys, as we are here, this is AWS. As we are here and we are connecting with the internet, right? This is the EC2 instance. If I want to connect to this to here, what is the IP address that I need to enable it here? What IP address I need to enable? Public IP. Very good. Because if I want to connect from the internet, I need to have the public IP. Do I need to worry about the private IP at all? No need, because that is there. We know it. We know it. So as we are connecting from internet, we need to enable the public IP. But what is the problem with the public IP if we enable it? What is the problem? What's the problem? Yes, the public IP is dynamic. Correct? So if you stop and start the EC2 instance, the IP address changes. Correct? So if you don't want to do that, then what is the IP address that you need to chip up? Yes, elastic IP. So let's go with the public IP first. Okay. Do you see this auto assign public IP? You want to enable it or disable it? Enable it. Super. Firewall. Firewall. Did we learn about security groups? Now you only tell me. So you only tell me, do I need to create a new security group or do I need to use this existing security group? Yes, this is the thing where many people will do the mistakes. Chiti, listen this carefully, make your ears big. Do not create a new security group until I say. Select existing security group. If you select existing security group, do you have a default security group here? Select that. Okay. Chiti, getting it slowly, smooth as butter. Aram se. So each and every concept we have learned in theory, correct? Each and every concept we have learned in theory. So you don't need to worry at all. You just need to apply it here. That's it. So now click on advanced network configuration, what we have here. So guys, network interface, we call it as ENI, correct? Ethernet network interface, right? ENI. So by default, AWS will give you how many ENIs to how many network interface that AWS is giving for each EC2 instance. To write down your book, Chiti. Write down in your book or in running paper, running notes somewhere, in notepad somewhere. So each EC2 instance can have maximum how many network interface here? 2. Guys, this network interface, the first network interface, so many things here. The previous console was really good. Now everything is okay. So here, this is the network interface. Okay. So is the primary IP. So a device, this is ETH0. We call it as ETH0 here. If you click on add network interface, do you see this? This is called ETH1. It's called ETH1. So the problem here is, guys, ETH1, that meaning your network interface 2 is allocated for your public IP address by default. What is that? Guys, I'm repeating. Network interface 2, that meaning your ETH1 is by default associated to public IP. ETH1, sorry, ETH0, that means network interface 1 is associated for private, and network interface 2, ETH1 is associated for public. Okay. Okay. So by default, it is assigning to the public IP address. But if you're assigning it here to, see, if you're selecting it, so now if you see, now I removed, I have only one. That is fine. This is assigning it for the private IP. Now, if I'm adding it for private IP, do you get public IP anymore if I'm using this network interface too? No, right? That's the reason why it says auto assign IP can only be assigned to instead with one. So either disable auto assign IP or remove a network interface. So guys, if you use network interface 2, you cannot use public IP here. So guys, these are all advanced things. You no need to worry on it, but I'm just going and teaching you more. But you can keep everything default, simple like this. But if you want to know a little bit more on advanced level, that is what I told you there. Okay, you can give the, and also remember, there is one question here. Is it possible to assign multiple IPs to a, that's what I'm telling you, Madhavi. I told you everyone to concentrate. Repeating this whole topic is difficult. That's what I said. When I say concentrate, keep all your mind, ears, everything here, please. Right? See here, advanced network. See, guys, everyone, I'm repeating here. See, network, advanced network configurations, generally, you no need to touch. Okay. But if you want to know more, I'm expanding this. So, how many network interfaces will be there? Two. Everyone should answer. Guys, yeah, two. The first network interface is associated to which IP? Super. If you need the second one is associated to generally by default which one? Public. But if you associate, click it, and it is associating to the private IP now. Will you get the public IP anymore? No. Correct? Okay. But generally we don't use it. Okay. So for network interface one here, guys, we have the primary IP. See, we have in this subnet, we have 4091 IP addresses are available, no? What IP address, which IP address will be assigned to this EC2 instance? That will be handled by AWS. Correct? Out of this 4091 IP address, automatically one private IP address will be. Guys, this section is only for private IPs. The top one is here. Auto assign public. This is for the public IP. The one which I'm talking about, advanced network configuration, is for the private IPs. So AWS will assign you the private IP automatically. But if at all you want to have your own IP, put your own IP, which is corresponding to this subnet. Guys, this one, that's why I told you when I go to VPC section, I'll teach you all these things, not now. So simply ignore. And one thing here, good question. Kiran, private IP, I've already teach. We already discussed in the theory. Guys, private IP is static or dynamic? Static. We have learned, no? So static. So that's the reason why it doesn't change. But if at all you want to have your own preferred IP, you can type it here. Okay. Good. So question here, guys, for one EC2 instance, can you assign multiple IP address for one NIC card? Answer is yes. GT answer is yes. Do you see this here? Secondary IP, right? Secondary IP. But that is not required now. Basically, this is used for a heartbeat, for heartbeat purpose, for different kind of for teaming related things. So that is networking that not required now here. It's not good for your health. So guys, but keep that in mind. Write it in your book. Yes, it is possible to. It is possible to have multiple IP address for a single NIC card for the EC2 instance. Write down. Okay. Rajkumar, you can click by yourself when you are doing practicals. That is a security group. Okay. Is this clear on this part? Advanced network configuration. So for now, you can just ignore everything. But did you got the knowledge on this network interface, IP addresses, everything here now? So do you see this here? Elastic fabric. We call it as. Ansar is asking what is 750 hours? Where is that you saw? Hold on. Ansari, where did you saw 750 hours here? Did you saw anywhere? Everyone knows this city. Ansari. What is this, guys? Answer it. Your EC2 in your free tier, 750 hours are free of T2 micro, or you can go with the T3. Okay, 750 hours. So this is the basic thing that we have learned. क्या हो गया Ansari bhai? Okay. So guys, I was talking about here EFA. We call it as EFA. This is ENI, Elastic Network Interface. This is called EFA, Elastic Fabric Adapter. This is not eligible for T2 micro. This is used for higher performance, guys. You can write down EFA is used for higher performance on the network side. Okay. Okay, good. So now here, configure storage. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. So guys, I told you what is the operating system that we have selected? AMI? Red Hat. So for Red Hat, default storage is 10 GB. Okay, right? What is that AN config? I didn't saw. Ignore. If I don't tell you that, that's not required here. Okay, so 10 GB. Okay, for Ubuntu machines, it is 8 GB. Okay, so it is 10 GB. So guys, are we going and doing anything inside the EC2 instance now? No. So we are not putting any data. So do not try to increase it. It will not come. So free tier eligible customer can get up to 30 GB, right? So let's keep it here only. So guys, did we learn that there are different, by default, your root, wait, hold on. I told you when you're launching the EC2 instance, one volume will come with the default. What is that volume name? Root volume, correct? And by default, the volumes are encrypted or not encrypted? Chitty, you know everything, Chitty. See here. Hey. It's Jujubee, no? Are you feeling it's a Jujubee? Easy? Right. So this is a root volume and it's not encrypted. Okay. So, and then did we learn that, okay, this is a drop down section. Can you tell me what are the different volume types that we have learned? What is the default volume? GP2. That's the reason why GPT is selected. And what are the other things that you have learned in EBS volume types? GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2, ST1, SC1 standard. Boom. Do you see that? Do you see that? So all are there. So based on the requirement, you can go ahead and select it. Okay. But by default is GP2. And can we go ahead and add a new volume? Yes. You can go ahead and add a new volume, but I don't want to like to add a new volume here because we just need to learn. So if you want to add, click on add, and how much size that you need, how much maximum terabytes we can use. What is the maximum terabyte? What is the maximum volume size? 16 terabyte, correct? You can go up to 16 terabyte, but don't create it. Don't do it in anything now. So do you see this? So you can go with any of the, did we learn that, guys? GP3, GP2, IO1, IO2, all these are all SSD and rest are HDD. Standard SC1 cold hard disk, this hard disk, right? So based on the requirement, you just need to select it. And then do you remember we discussed about EFS? So if at all you want to have a shared storage, then go to EFS. Guys, EFS, I'll take it separately, one day class on that EFS. Right now, don't select anything. Guys, remember, AWS will give you everything. It is not mandatory that you have to eat or use everything. Whatever is required for us, we need to select, we need to use it. Otherwise, just ignore it. Okay? AWS will give you everything. Right? So whenever you order any curry, will you eat everything inside the curry? All that pepper, all that leaves and all? No. You just take out and then eat whatever you want. Simple here. Here also same thing. So if you feel like, no, I paid and then I want to eat everything, eat it. And then be at home for 2 days, not coming out from the, okay. Sir, in real time also volume size 16 dB or it varies. Why you are getting the word called real time? Bloody, we are talking everything on the real time only, macha. Why there is no concept of there is a, it is real time only. So come out of that mindset first of all. Whatever we teach, it is there. Yeah. So here in project, okay, I'll use your same word in real time. What is your question? In real time also volume size 16 dB. Did I told you that is it mandatory to go with the 16 dB? No. And your volume is depend upon instance type, guys. Your volume size is depend on instance type. Your EBS volume type, if your EBS size is depend upon instance type. What is your answer? Answer is no. Instance type is different. How many times I told you this? Your EC2 instance is completely different. Your volumes are different. EC2 instance is T2 micro. Your volume size can be how much ever you want. You can go and use it. You are assembling it, multiple things, correct? So is it mandatory? Do I need to go through for 16 terabyte all the time? No. And then why we are going with 10 GB then? So if you have a requirement, go and replace this with 50 GB, 100 GB, 200, 500, 1 terabyte, how much ever you want, you can go ahead and use it. For now, don't do that. Prakash or who asked that question? Is it fine? Okay, CC, good. Okay, guys, on storage section, everyone clear? And click on advanced. What is there in advanced? Nothing. Same thing only. Everyone clear? Okay. Guys, CT, ask questions, okay? If you have any questions, please ask, okay? Okay. So now click on advanced details. Wherever you see advanced, you no need to use it, but we will just go and learn everything. So here, let's click on advanced details. What do we see? Guys, there are so many things here. So it is not necessary to do everything, but let's see. Purchasing option. Chiti, are you going to do the purchase? Okay, hold on. There is question. Hold on. Is it good practice to change storage after stop EC2 instance, not at runtime? Okay. Didn't we learn? Okay, let me put a question for you and see you will able to answer or not. Is it possible to change the volume size on fly? Did we learn this? Guys, I am boycotting and walking out. Guys, can't you change the volume size on fly? Huh? Can't you, guys? Okay, hold on. I'm stopping the screen share for now. I'll show you one thing. You're saying mixed. Where is volumes? This one very long back we have learned. Services. Ah. Hey. Ah. What is this much? Huh? Read. Read. Did you bite your tongue? Huh? You are research students. How can you forget? Right? Yes. Now, who asked that question? Did you got the answer? I don't remember who asked. Did you got the answer? Okay, good. Okay, so come back. So purchasing option, guys. Here, are we going and doing the spot instances? Are you going and purchasing it? No. So do not select this option. Okay. Do not select this option. Next, domain join directory. Guys, do you remember that concept, domain join directory concept? Did we, right? Active Directory, directory services concept, right? Do we have any Active Directory now? No, right? So we don't create it also. We don't use it also now here in our course because it's $350 per month. So do not, guys, do not go and click create new directories and all. But in your project, if at all you have any directory, Active Directory, you can select the directory over here. If you have the directory already here, that will be drop down here. But do you know that, right? The concept, why we need to join the directory? Remember, domain users, they can log into the EC2 instance with the domain users. No need to give the PEM files, etc. Right? Remember? Right. For now, do not do anything. IAM instance profile. Do you remember we discussed about IAM roles? And I used to tell, create a role and attach to the EC2 instance, create role, attach it to the EC2 instance. Remember, this is the place where you attach the EC2 instance, the role. But not now. When time comes, we'll attach. Okay. Next, host name type. You can leave this default. You can keep it. So whenever you log into the EC2 instance, so you will have a information about what it determines if you want the guest OS host name of the EC2 instance to be resource name or IP address. So you can keep it default, right? You can just ignore all these things. These are all related to the host names and IP address that will come by default. Instance auto recovery, new thing they are giving it. It was not there before. Right? And remember one thing, guys. So I see you no need to surprise whenever you see any new option because AWS will keep on enhancing things. Whenever you see a new option, right? And automatically, if you click on info, you will get the information here. This one, what I feel is auto recovery. How many checks are there? 2/2 check pass. If the checks are failed, what should we do in generally? What is the logic I told you? If checks fails, what is the logic? Yes, guys, restart is different. Stop and start is different. Yes or no? Restart is different. Stop and start is different. You know the logic. So if you stop and start, your 2/2 checks will be passed. But if you select here, instance auto recovery, then instance auto recovery recovers your instance if system status check fails. So you no need to stop and start. If just in case if something fails, the checks automatically it will recover. Okay, that is the option. So you can keep it a default or you can disable it if at all you want. Okay, na? Shutdown behavior. Okay, now tell me, Chiti, I have logged into the EC2 instance. I have logged into the EC2 instance. I have logged into the EC2 instance. I have installed so many things. I have worked on so many things here. Okay. This is my Windows machine or Linux machine. Any machine you can take it. I worked on it. So now I need to work on the same EC2 instance tomorrow. What will you do? You will stop or you'll terminate? You stop it, correct? Okay. So this is a Windows EC2 instance. There will be start button also here, like same as our laptop. Start button will be there, no? If you right click on it, you will get shutdown, correct here? There is an option called shutdown, no? Like this. Same thing you'll see. Shutdown, right? If you shut down this, you want stop or terminate? That is what is there. If you click on shutdown from the EC2 instance, what is the behavior that you want? Shutdown behavior, stop or terminate? Stop. Super. Stop hibernate behavior. Guys, hibernate. What is hibernate? Sleep mode, correct? So let's say when you're working on something really, sometimes, you go into your room and then you open the laptop, right? No one is watching you. You open your laptop and then you started Java code, correct? You're writing the Java code, and all of a sudden someone comes and what you do? All of a sudden my Java code will be seen. So all of a sudden you will close the laptop, shut down the. I mean, you close the lid, so that no one can steal your code or see your code. So, sir, you are very intelligent, huh? I know. So whenever you all of a sudden close your lid, what will happen? It will go into the sleep mode, correct? So whenever you open the lid back again, will it boot it again? It will not beat it, right? All your data is temporarily stored in the memory, correct? The same way here also, if at all you want to have this hibernate behavior, if you stop it, it has to go to hibernate, then select enable. Otherwise, no need. So this for T2 micros, these are all not required, this hibernate behavior. If at all you have to, if you have a big, huge instance type, and then you have so much of big application running, and rebooting or booting will take a lot of time sometimes, right? For that, you just need to go and use this hibernate option. But for your T2 micro is not good. Giving a big leg piece to just born baby is like that. Selecting this here. Okay. Is this clear? Understood this option? Okay. Termination protection. So termination protection. What is this termination protection? Let's say here we have a concept, we have a Bhavani and let's say Rajkumar. So these two are my team members, right? Example. So Bhavani and Rajkumar, today is December 31st, and then today night where we don't. So I'm just kidding, guys. Don't take it serious. Okay. So we don't know where we will be today night. Okay. And then today night they will have a nice sitting meaning they are sitting together. Okay. And then they are discussing. Arey Macha, Riya sir told not to terminate that EC2 instance. But some other guy will say that, hey, do you seriously think that Riya sir will be like not putting any option there? He will not give us permission to terminate it. It's not that easy. And they'll do the bet. Hey, are you sure? Bet. One person will bet that I can terminate it. Another person will bet that he cannot terminate the EC2 instance. That is bloody database mission. So this both people open the console now, and then he right click it, and then one person start click on terminate. Boom, it's terminated. And then other guy will started laughing. Hey, I won the match. I won the bet. But do we have the jobs next day? Uh-huh. So how to avoid this unwanted uh, and then unexpected situations terminations. So if you go ahead and then put it termination protection, enable it. So whenever he's trying to terminate, it will not get terminated. After he has a nice buttermilk, that meaning once he is back in the, once I mean, so then he can get alerted and he cannot terminate it. Okay. So this is, do you remember guys? Delete on this is called delete on termination. Okay. So no. Srikanth, you confused me, Macha. What is this, Macha? I was reading your thing. Delete on termination is different. That is coming, that will come to your volume section. This is for instance. Okay. Termination protection enable. If you enable it, what will happen? You cannot terminate the EC2 instance unless you go and disable this option. That is called termination protection. Everyone clear? Termination protection? Why you are getting Lambda Babu here? Yes, that, yeah, from Lambda also you cannot terminate it. If you have this, you have to disable this. You disable this and then terminate from Lambda if at all you want to automate. So stop protection, same thing. So I was talking about termination protection, and this is for stop. Let's say you have the application server or a database server, and that server should not get stopped by by mistake also, it should not stop. So just go ahead and then enable it. If you enable it, unless you come back here and disable it, you cannot stop the EC2 instance. That is a protection. And then CloudWatch. Guys, EC2 should be monitored by whom? CloudWatch only. So there are two types of monitoring in CloudWatch. What are those? Basic monitoring and detailed monitoring. Very good. So you clearly read it here. Detailed monitoring, detailed CloudWatch monitoring. Will you enable it? No. Why? Because detailed monitoring is chargeable. What is the difference between detail and basic? Detail is how many minutes? Detail is 1 minute and basic is 5 minutes. So do you see this here? Whenever you see detailed CloudWatch monitoring here, don't do anything. Just leave it like this. Sugar patients, please be careful. If you click on enable, you will get charged. Do you see this Bulgu link? Whenever you see Bulgu link, come out of it. Okay. Credit specification. Do you remember we discussed about burstable performance instances? Again, I told you that is free or chargeable? Chargeable. Free, huh? It's chargeable. So if you select unlimited, again Bulgu link comes. Whenever you see Bulgu link, come back. Guys, these are the tips if you don't want to get any bill. Right? So, but remember that unlimited, this one CPU credits will happening in the backend automatically. We no need to do anything. You just need of select and don't select. That's it. Placement groups. Do you remember we discussed about placement groups? Cluster, spread, and partition. Did we created any placement groups? No need. So if you click on right click and click on create placement group, it's very simple. You don't need to do anything. Just click on create placement group, and which strategy? Cluster, spread, partition. Create and give the name, create group. That's it. And then you select the group here. And whichever EC2 instance you want to be in that group, select. I cannot, Kiran, I cannot guys, Kiran, we discussed this on the first day of EC2. Burstable credit specification, both are same. Okay, guys, placement groups you understood. It's just a matter of creating the placement groups here and then selecting it here. Okay, and automatically everything will be happening in the backend. You don't need to worry on it. EBS optimize instance. EBS optimize instance meaning, guys, you know, right? This is the EC2 instance. And this is the EBS, correct? EBS is centralized storage, correct? We create a volume here and then we'll attach it here, correct? Avuna kada? Correct? So we create a volume here and then we'll attach it here. So that meaning the data, whatever you're putting inside this should travel from here to here, no? To the centralized storage. So what will happen if we have a nice optimized route here, very fast route? You have a normal route and you have the fastest route, I mean optimized route, where you have very good performance. That is here EBS optimized instance. This instance is optimized to this EBS. Why it is disabled here? Because T2 micro doesn't support EBS optimize. So if at all you go with T2 large or X large or medium, then you will get this enabled. If you enable, what will happen? There will be a performance. They will have a good performance. So these are all the small things. You can keep that in mind. If something goes wrong with the performance, you can do these changes. Intelligent people, what they do is they'll write it in their notes. Do you do any reservations here? Oh, everyone is intelligent here. Everyone are writing in their books now. Okay, so come back, guys. So do we need to reserve it here? Anything? No reservation. So don't do anything. Don't select. Tenancy. You only tell me. Is it shared or dedicated? Which one we should use? Shared. Because remember, dedicated meaning boom boom. You will have a good bill. So it should be shared. Or you just ignore. It should be shared only. Okay. And then RAM disk ID, all these things you can ignore. There's nothing here. So this will be automatically comes up. You no need to worry anything here. A RAM disk that contains the necessary drivers to make the chosen kernel work. If no value is specified, the value of the source template will still be used. Blah blah blah. So this is like Chinese language for us. So you just ignore this. This RAM ID, kernel ID, this will be automatically taken. You no need to choose anything here. Right? This Nitro Enclave, guys, by the way, these are all like, you no need to do anything here. These are all advanced settings, okay? So I'm just giving you more extra information. So don't think that, oh my God, sir, what is, so if you don't want, you just ignore all these things, okay? So guys, a Nitro Enclave meaning if you have any sensitive data to be processed, then select Nitro Enclave. But Nitro Enclave is not compatible with this T2 Micro. If at all you want to have any sensitive data that you are processing it, select this. So guys, this license configurations, metadata, all this metadata will be automatically comes up. Everything you can leave it default. All these things are related to only one metadata only. User data. Guys, user data. Do you remember we discussed about user data? Bootstrap scripting. I'll also teach you how to put the scripting here, but not now, later. But you know very well, this is the place where you put the script. What script is this? Shell script. Okay. And then on the right side, how many number of EC2 instances you want to launch at the same time? You can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many you want. With the same specification, these many instances we can be launched. Everyone understood each and every option on this, how to launch an EC2 instance. I'm not going and launching the EC2 instance now. Okay. Hibernate, sleep option, Deepika. Has everyone understood? Ignore that, Shravan. Launch configuration, we'll talk it later. So what I want you to do is, guys, I want you to go and do what I did here exactly. Give the name, select the AMI, go with all these things, make use of it, guys, and then instance type, select it, go through it each and everything, create one key pair, select each and every option. You have no right now, you know, right, what to select, what not to select. So get habituate of how to launch an EC2 instance, how to select all the parameters, but don't launch the instance. Okay. Understood, guys? Will you do that? So there is no class tomorrow. Tomorrow is January 1st, that to Sunday. Monday, we have a class normally. So from Monday, what we'll do is we'll go and launch the EC2 instance. We'll try to connect to it. We'll launch Windows, and then we'll see what are the options that we have for the EC2 instance. And from there, we'll try to continue the practicals. So guys, this one, it took one day, whole class, right? Next time, you will be launching the EC2 instance in 2 to 3 seconds every time, right? Ansari got stuck in 750 hours only. Can we help him? What is the count of hours if I launch 5 EC2 instance? If he launch 5 EC2 instance for 1 hour, how many hours, guys, calculated? Ansari, I'm telling you, do not worry on this. Go and do the practicals. Don't do it now until I say you launch 10 missions also. I don't see any requirement that you go and launch 10 missions now. Do you have any requirement to go and launch 10 missions? No. You go and launch one, work it, kill it. You go and launch two, work it, kill it. You go and launch another mission, work it and kill it. So you don't even cross 100 hours per month. Not 100 hours, not even 10 to 20 hours. So do not worry about 750 hours. So it is free for you.